Hello everyone and welcome to Memory Flow, where we discuss fragrance and fragrance collecting. Today we are going to be taking a look at some fragrance that calm me, that are kind of soothing, because it's the middle of January when I'm filming this. And this is the part of winter that I really truly despise. So first of all, I don't like winter. I don't like it as a season. Not just one bit. I do enjoy the holidays, but that's mostly it. And I do enjoy the fragrances that I can wear during the colder season. So I decided to maybe go against the trend. Usually this time of year is when I would probably show you some of the most potent fragrances, some of the most smokier, darker, deeper ambers that I own. But not today, not this season. I'm in a mood for something refreshing, something calming, something soothing, and these we will be talking about some of the fragrances that actually serve this purpose, and most of them will be focusing on they will be easy scents, something that's easy to wear. There will be lots of Guerlains, of course. There will be mainly jasmines, tea notes, white musk, and some such. Also, so the reason for this video is mainly because I owe you I owe you a video on two fragrances that I purchased quite a bit of time ago. So when I did my that collaboration Guerlain video, that Guerlain interview, I learned so many things. First of all, I learned about Metalis. I knew about Metalis, but I'm now even more curious about Metalis, and I'm actually eyeing a decant, because a full bottle of Metallica or Metalis is just insane. It's insanely expensive. So I'm eyeing a decant of Metalis, thanks to Sebastian Furtado, and also thanks to Amy from Savor Salvage Scent, I found out about two beautiful, gorgeous fragrances. These are La Petite Robe Noire Eau Fraiche and Aqua Allegoria Teazzurra. And you can check that video where she speaks about those fragrances. It's just gorgeous. So I was dead curious about finding out how these two smell. I didn't know how these smelled. I haven't tried them, first of all because Aqua Allegoria has like so many entries. For me it's just impossible to keep track of all of them. This is why I don't focus on Aqua Allegoria that much. It's difficult to keep track on, and many of the fragrances do come from the same ballpark. They're easygoing, they're nice scents, they're friendly scents, they are green, fresh, but every once in a while there's a fragrance that really stands out from the Aqua Allegoria line, and Teazzurra is one of them. And also this one, Eau Fraiche, La Petite Robe Noire, isn't something I would really be interested in. First of all, I'm not interested in La Petite Robe Noire line. I did smell the EDT and the EDP, I think, and they are nice scents. It's definitely, they're not addressed to me, and I'm not talking about sex here, I'm not talking about gender. They're not addressed to me in the same manner that L'Homme Ideal, the L'Homme Ideal line is not addressed to me. They are entry-level fragrances, they are beautiful scents, but there's nothing I feel I have to work for a fragrance. I feel I have to put a bit of effort to understand it, to know where it's coming from, and they are just these two lines. They are very accessible, they are very easy to understand, they are entry level. They are not for me. That is not to say that they are not beautiful, and that is not to say that every once in a while there are flankers. This is a surprise even to me, that the flankers sometimes are more interesting to me than the original products. And this is of course the case of Black Perfecto from La Petite Robe Noire, and L'Homme Idéal Intense and Cologne, which I do own, and I don't own any of the original scents. And this is of course the case for Eau Fraiche, but we will talk about them in just a minute. But I also decided that this video is a good opportunity for us to also try these newish fragrances. They were launched last summer, but of course I'm as always later to the party, but hey, never late, better late than never. I got these samples. So first of all, I did smell these. I smelled them, I think, in Sephora last summer, and I do have sort of an impression on them. These are, for those who don't know, these are Aqua Allegoria Nettare di Sole and Aqua Allegoria Flora Salvaggia. So I did smell them, but I didn't, just in passing, I didn't put much thought into this. So when I received these samples, I think these came in my last purchase from Place Vendôme. I don't know what that was, gosh. Now what was my last purchase? Was it Parfum de 60? Maybe, I don't know. It's difficult to keep track. So when I did get these samples, there wasn't time for them. So now I think when it comes to soothing scents, calming, relaxing scents, I think they'll fit right in. This is just my cat saying hello. I wanted to make sure you can see him. So he will be right at home, and these sorts of fragrances that are calm and relaxing and just want to make you pet a cat. So first of all, I would like to try these ones because I will try them on the skin, and I will like to get to know them better. We have a lot of fragrances to talk about today, so let's just strap in. Strap in, grab yourself a cup of something you like, and let's just go for it. So first of all, Nettare di Sole. This is something I didn't, when I smelled it, I didn't find it particularly interesting because it's a white musk. And I know this is quite opposing the idea of the video, because I actually love white musks, but then again, white musks have this the average commonality to them, and this is not something I look for in a fragrance, unless that fragrance turns out to be really good, such as L'Heure Blanche. And by the way, I'm meandering all over the place, but this video is also in preparation for Musc Outre Blanc, because I blind bought it. And it's due every week now, because usually an order from Place Vendôme, from where I am, will take usually 2 weeks. So let's go for this Nettare di Sole. So Nettare di Sole means sun nectar. It's beautiful. It's a relaxing scent. It's nothing to write home about. it has that gosh, so a lot of fragrances. I think this will fit right in. A lot of the fragrances for today are just easygoing, and this is also very easygoing. This has in the top notes. This has a honeycomb. I don't know why this was so difficult. This has a honeycomb smell, and honeycomb is different to me from honey because I find it's also very synesthetic. It also has that, well, honey is of course also because it has that mixture between smell and taste, but I find that honeycomb is much more it has that crunchy, almost almondy taste slash smell. It's more ambery, it's more burnt sugar, but it's also flowery, just like honey. It's very close to honey. So this is of course a in their typical fashion, this is a flowery honey. It's lots of orange blossom in this, which of course will be of a very popular note today. I love orange blossom. I don't know why. It's just that it's the middle point between white flowers and citrus. I just love it. I love orange blossom, and Thierry Vasser just does a very good orange blossom. So yeah, nothing really to there's nothing that kind of piques my interest in this Nettare di Sole, but let's just see how it follows, how it goes on. This is also very mild. So what I remember what I didn't like about this. So white musks are fine. I love them. But what I didn't like about this one is that it turned into a pure white musk very early on. This is something that white musks do. They turn into that maybe laundry detergent, not quite shower gel, but they tend to do this very late in the game, very late in the dry down, and it's fine. But this one did that very early on. So let me see if this on the skin it will do the same, because I tried it on the blotter, last time. So Flora Salvaggia I loved. This is a different story. Flora Salvaggia is something, wow. Now this is something I thoroughly enjoyed. This is an example of that Aqua Allegoria that stands out from the crowd without it being nothing. There's nothing of a breakthrough here as well. Flora Salvaggia. This means savage flower. What do you call it? It's wildflowers. So the flowers in this are very specific. But what I enjoy about this, also, this is very watery. This is very dewy. It's very purple, sweet, very much Guerlain in the way that they do bluish purple flowers. It's very watery, and it has that cologne, watery, aquatic note, which I do like quite a lot. And this also will be something that that's quite common today. So what they did is they actually used violets and watery notes, and some fruity note. They list melon here, but this is because of that cologne molecule, because this cologne is something, it's watery because it has that cucumber melon vibe, and it's so what they did is this combination kind of makes you think of a meadow. They don't actually distill wildflowers, everybody knows that, but they actually they made it so it's you kind of think about that. And I do love the way wildflowers actually smell. There's something quite unique to them. It's not a particularly sweet smell. It's not something powerful, which I definitely enjoy. Wildflowers don't have a powerful, pungent, flowery smell. It's more akin to hay. It's more akin to cut grass. It does have, they do have a honey smell. They're very fresh. And God, this is soothing. This smells just like a meadow. I know it's cliche, but when this is done so well, what you gonna do? When this is done so well, so Flora Salvaggia, I will have to see how this performs and this changes early on, because this is the first time I'm testing them on the skin. So on to the video of today. I want to start with this one. So lately meaning in the last couple of years, and this is because of the pandemic, because I spend a lot more time indoors, and let me know if this also happened to you. So earlier, usually I'm the guy that goes for heavy hitters, heavy ambers, heavy resins, heavy leathers, and some such, and I still thoroughly enjoy them. But those are fragrances that I find you cannot wear them indoors. I mean, you can, but it's not something I usually go for, because they are so overpowering and it's just too much. They are better worn in open spaces. So during the pandemic, during COVID-19, I found I spent a lot more time indoors, and I kind of went for more easygoing fragrances that kind of have the opposite effect of rousing the senses, of demanding. Powerful fragrances are always demanding your attention. They're everywhere. They're like, once you wear it, you cannot get rid of it during the whole day, and it's something I like, but not indoors. And this, I think, this time that I spent during the pandemic kind of changed the way I view perfumes, the way I consume perfumes, and I think it's something that will stick. I think it's a change I'm going through, and I learned to love and to appreciate fragrances that are just not so demanding as the others are. So La Petite Robe Noire is a flanker. This is discontinued, but you can still, by the way, you should grab it while you can, because this is disappearing quite rapidly, but you can still find it. It's something I would never have smelled. I'm not. This is not something I would be interested in. So this is why I have to thank Amy again. It's beautiful. It's just like she described it. It's a soapy fragrance. This is very soapy, and I don't know where this comes from. I suspect a lot of citrus, musks, and again that orange blossom, and some white flowers in general do tend to be more soapy, tend to be soapier. This has a huge composition in note list on Fragrantica, and it's kind of true, but this is also a simple scent. This is simpler than you would expect. It's white flowers, it's orange blossom and jasmine, and it has that tart top note, which is maybe rose, maybe raspberry. It's a fruity rose, maybe sour cherry. That cherry is not so powerful here, and this is very much like the rest of the line from La Petite Robe Noire, but this is much, much fresher. This is an eau fraiche, by the way. It's not supposed to last all that long, although it's actually an eau de toilette, I think. Let me see. Yeah, this is what it is. It's an eau de toilette, and it lasts quite well on my skin. What I do enjoy, what I think this fragrance, why I think this fragrance is worth mentioning is that pistachio note. Of course, it's crunchy. It's almost almondy. It's just luxurious. It's good. It's very, very good. Of course, it has that musky sexiness, I want to say, which is not uncommon for these type of fragrances that are simpler, more in the sort of relaxing mood sense, but they are some of them can be quite, there's something very sexy in being relaxed and easygoing, I should say. Yeah, a beautiful fragrance. I love the fact that I got this. It's something I just go for. I find that it's just so easy to wear, and it's something that relaxes me and takes me out of whatever moment I am in, and just brings me into another one. Now back to Aqua Allegoria. Oh god, this is a fingerprint magnet. This is such a beautiful. Aqua Allegorias have beautiful bottles. They're so simple, and they have like this honeycomb pattern here. It's very elegant. Aqua Allegoria. This is a line. As I said, I try to stay clear of it, not as a rule, but because it's so difficult keeping track of this. But every once in a while, some fragrance will stand out, and Teazzurra is one of them. Teazzurra. This is a tea fragrance. It's a tea fragrance, and what's more relaxing than tea? Also, this was quite a surprise to me because while it's not a very long-lasting fragrance, it does its job for maybe 6 to 7 hours, which is quite a lot for an Aqua Allegoria. It's quite projecting. But even if it's projecting, that doesn't mean it's demanding. It's projecting something very citrusy, very delicate. Again, white musks. Again, lots of orange blossom, especially in the opening, and it's the same orange blossom. So on this list, there could have been many more fragrances, because I just love orange blossom. It's something that Guerlain does very well, especially Thierry Vasser, and this orange blossom from Teazzurra is something that reminds me of many more Guerlain fragrances, especially La Colonne de Soixante. Sorry, La Colonne du Parfumeur. Was thinking of Soixante, which is another tea fragrance, which I didn't add on today because I've spoken about that many times. So yeah, this also comes with a twist, this Teazzurra, in the way that this is a milky tea. This is a milky tea that has sweet undertones, sweet vanilla undertones. It's tea with biscuits. And another tea with biscuits, or should I say cookies, another fragrance of this sort of type is, of course, L'Heure Blanche. And I cannot wait for Musc Outre Blanc to see if it's really a re-release or maybe just a reorchestration of L'Heure Blanche. Either way, I'm sure I'll like it. Doesn't matter. But we'll see. So the twist that this this fragrance has, that in the dry down, this fragrance is all about the dry down. The journey is great, but the dry down is just amazing. This dries down into a citrusy, fresh vanilla that also has these metallic undertones, and I'm not quite familiar with these. I haven't smelled anything quite like it, and I don't know where these come from, but they are I'm not able to smell them now. I just get hints, but I know that dry down very well. It's almost ambery, but it's just bitter, metallic, sour vanilla, flowery. It's just good. It's just good. If you can still, this is of course discontinued, sadly. If you can still find this, you should give it a try. Once I had this, once I purchased this bottle, I was instantly in love. It's just so easy to wear, and it also has this cologne note. It has this watery vibes. It's good. It's just like chamomile tea, chamomile milky tea. Gorgeous. Let's go for another Jasmin. This is Jasmin et Cigarette, a fragrance that I did talk about before, but this is a fragrance I'm still getting to know. This is a fragrance I enjoy because when I bought this fragrance, this is not what I was expecting. This came as a surprise to me because I was expecting more of a cigarette ashtray, smokier maybe fragrance. This is not. This is completely white. This is quite inoffensive, although it does have some body odor smell that kind of pops in and out. This is why you should definitely smell and try it first. This is of course something I enjoy about this. It's what makes it interesting. But what I love about this fragrance is this green apple note in the opening that kind of turns into this beautiful, simple, elegant jasmine with just a hint of cigarette stubs. It's funny, in the opening it's just so fruity, it's just so inviting, it's just so sweet, and it turns into this elegant, maybe pompous is too much, jasmine. Yeah, Jasmin et Cigarette. It's something I thoroughly enjoy wearing in the summertime, but it's also something I love wearing around the house. This is also it's quite projecting, but it's not this huge demanding smell. You can feel it throughout the day, but it's just easy. It's easygoing, beautiful, beautiful scent. Now, something that's quite different from the rest of the list is this Souffle de Lumiere. Souffle de Lumiere is a flanker. Again, this is a discontinued version of the line that's thoroughly discontinued. This has been axed. It's Shalimar, Souffle de Lumiere, the entire line Souffle has been discontinued, which is quite a shame. This is again a white flower smell. What's different from this is that this is quite powerful. It's different from the rest of the lineup. It's quite powerful. This has a rather powerful benzoin. This is a full-fledged fragrance. You can definitely wear this to impress, not just to relax yourself, not just to soothe your nerves. But what I do find relaxing is this ylang notes that comes with this tropical, relaxing, sun-soaky vibe, which is just good. What I do for most of these fragrances is just I apply some of them on the skin and just sniff it out while I enjoy a cup of tea, while I read, or while I do something that's relaxing during the day, during the few moments that I could actually do this. And Souffle de Lumiere is something that's really made for this. The whole Souffle de Parfum line have these this jasmine note, and I find that the addition of this ylang just makes it creamier, puffier. This is a puffy, gentle, cloudy smell. Yeah, Souffle de Lumiere, such a shame that it's been discontinued. It's you can find something similar in Terracotta Le Parfum, or even in Embrun d'Ylang from the Latte Materials line. I'm in the mood for another tea scent. Another tea scent is this Dior Dune pour Homme. This is something I wear mostly during the summertime, of course, but it's something I like wearing indoors as well. This is a green tea with again, this has watery notes. And this just takes me back. This is a fragrance this is one of the very first fragrances that actually set me on this way of well, maybe not collecting fragrances, but this just started. This is one of the fragrances that started this hobby for me, got me into fragrances. First of all, I find this, as a masculine, I find this extremely sexy because it's the very definition of freshness. This is the very definition. When I think of a fresh scent, not especially a male marketed scent, this is what I think about. This is the fresh scent for me. Dune pour Homme, it's very green. It has that strong tea vibe because of that greenery. It has this fig leaf It's not very woody. It's not very it's not a deep scent. This is a light scent. This is something you would wear again when you want to feel relaxed, when you want to soothe yourself, when you want to when you're having a do nothing day. This is a fragrance for a do nothing day. This is again a fragrance that goes extremely well with just relaxing on a beach somewhere. It's also a fragrance that thoroughly reminds me of Greece, the country again. It just reminds me of that sort of laid back attitude, sun-soaked, extreme warmth. Just goes well with summer, and the memories. This was a dear friend of mine who's no longer with us. Favorite scent, and this just reminds me of him. And also it's something that it's quite accessible. This is nothing. This isn't a fragrance that's demanding. You don't have to be a fragrance enthusiast in order to appreciate what this fragrance is all about. You don't have to know the entire history of fragrance in order to understand that this is a beautiful, simple, beautiful smell. That's it. So yes, another simple yet stunning scent is another thing from Guerlain, is something I don't wear all that often. This is a 30 milliliter bottle of Guerlain Homme. The Guerlain Homme line is something that's very underappreciated. I don't know why. They are beautiful scents, but again, they are simple citrusy smells that I guess they're not trendy. They're not that trendy nowadays, and I don't know why. This is rather new. I think these came out in the 2010s, but let me check just to be sure. This is, of course, I don't know if it's discontinued. I'm pretty sure it is, though. I think only the EDP is available now. So this came out in 2008, as I said, closer to the 2010s. This is a citrusy cologne. It's not a cologne, it's an eau de toilette. It's special for this mojito note that it has, which comes from a sugary lime, which is also quite delicate. It's beautiful, it's flowery. I love the way that lime and bergamot to some extent have this flowery top note and this vanillic woody undertones. This is good. This is a simple fragrance again. This is nothing to write home about, but then again, it's this simplicity, which is just gorgeous. It's stunning. Maybe it's the fact that it's not this long-lasting fragrance that people don't usually go for this, and this is why it didn't sell all that well. I don't know, but this was a beautiful fragrance. Again, it has this relaxing beach vibes, especially from that mojito alcoholic beverage rum note. This is a fragrance I mostly wear in the summer times, and because I only have this 30 milliliter bottle, I didn't bother with a backup for this. because I also have, I think I have the entire line. I also have the Le Boisé, which is gorgeous. It's a gorgeous vetiver, and the EDP, which is quite similar to the EDT, maybe not just as bright. It's a bit more longer lasting, and it's a bit more on that vanilla. This is less about the vanilla, and it's more about this beautiful lime note, which I just adore. Only 2 more fragrances to go here. Let me go with another tea scent. They were all to some extent, they were all tea scents. This is Bulgary's Eau Parfumee Thé Blanc. I don't have any more blotters, or do I? Yes. Eau Parfumee Thé Blanc. This is something I associate with rainy days for some reason. This is a very watery fragrance. It's quite similar to Issei Miyake, l'Odyssée pour Homme. Just maybe not that heavy on the Lily of the Valley and the white flowers, and more focused on jasmine and tea, and of course the white musks. The white musk, this is a very musky fragrance, but it's very clean, it's very light, and it's very watery. It's beautiful because it reminds me of just chilling during a rainy day. It doesn't have to be warm outside, it doesn't have to be cold outside. This is just perfect. This is perfection for just doing nothing, wearing your sweatpants, and just reevaluating your life's choices. This is a huge quantity. This is a large bottle. It is 150 milliliters. It's something I associate with elegance. I usually associate white musks with something very elegant, very clean, very refined, and I also like the way Bulgari do their bottles. There's something very special about. Well, you can kind of tell that they're in the jewelry business. Eau Parfumee Thé Blanc. A white fragrance that's very suitable for rainy days. Now on to the last fragrance I will talk to you about today. This is a tiny little bottle, a tiny tester bottle from, again, Guerlain. This is Un Dimanche à la Campagne, which is now available as Les Herbes Troublantes, Troubling Herbs, a fragrance I spoke about. This is such a gorgeous fragrance. I know I've been repeating myself during this video quite a lot, but there's nothing much else to say about this fragrance other than they're just relaxing, clean, happy scents. These are happy scents. So Un Dimanche à la Campagne, which means a Sunday spent in the countryside. This is another orange blossom that's done so good with these herbal notes that kind of, when I smell this fragrance, I immediately think of the outdoors. I immediately think about having a stroll. What I love about this fragrance is the way these green notes, whatever they are, it may be sage, it may be lavender, it may be God knows what, but what it does, it's creates this, again, just similar to what Flora Salvaggia does. This creates this watery, dewy, crisp wildflowers stroll. It's like a stroll in the middle of a meadow, and it's just very relaxing to me. It's an adventure scent. It's a when I get in the mood for exploration and just grabbing my things and going to explore the world. This is unfortunately discontinued in this form, but you can still find it in the form of Les Êtres Blancs, which I did smell, and it's pretty similar. It's a bit maybe even more herbal, maybe even a bit heavier as a fragrance, but gosh, this is so good. It's watery. It's just how I love, just how I like fresh scents to be. This used to be part of Les Eaux Exclusives, from the collection of Les Eaux Exclusives, and this was the just the most beautiful fragrance from that line, and also it's very comparable to Les Eaux de Cologne, another line that they have. So this was my last fragrance of the lineup I had prepared for today. Let's check on the two Aqua Allegorias that we sprayed at the beginning. So first of all, well, the good thing about Nettare di Sole is it hasn't turned into that white musk thing yet, and it's still going strong on that honey note, that honeycomb note, which is good. It's something that's it's very sweet now, but it's also it's quite balanced, but it's very faint. Of course, I also have to take into account the fact that I did smell a lot of perfumes up until now, so my nose is probably a bit shot. But then again, it's quite similar to the way it started. Maybe not that green anymore. But yeah. Then again, it's nothing to write home about, but I will have to kind of study this fragrance more. Maybe it's something, because I do like honey scents. I do enjoy honey smells, honey fragrances from Guerlain especially. I'm a huge fan of Mon Précieux Nectar, but that one is quite unique. So let's see, Flora Salvaggia. Now, Flora Salvaggia is very interesting, and this one turned into something way more muskier than I would have expected, but this is of course influenced by the many smells I have here, which consist of course of white musks mostly. This is again, this is a meadow. This is less flowery. This is less flowery now, but because, so what happened is the fruity notes kind of died down, which is not something bad, and the violets are very delicate. They're very muted, but they're very fresh violets. It's interesting because it's so when I usually think of fresh violets, I tend to think of Après l'Ondée, because of that dewy, watery note that they have there. But also in Après l'Ondée there's a lot of heliotrope, and this makes the whole composition much heavier and much more powdery. This is nothing like that. This is dewy, gentle violets that just peek their head, and they're beautiful. This is a very beautiful scent. I love it. Because of that gentleness. there's something, this is a very green scent also. There's something very, that freshness when you cut, when you, a fresh leaf, a fresh cut leaf scent, which is very invigorating. And it's also very, it's something I do search for in fragrances. It's something I thoroughly love. So yeah, I will have, this is green violets, I love it. This is something I will have to explore further, and I will let you know how this further develops. But as it is, Flora Salvaggia is something I will be purchasing, maybe in the summertime, maybe in the spring, I don't know, but it's definitely something on my list, and I knew this for a while now. So there you have it. This was my relaxing scents lineup. I hope you've enjoyed it. Do let me know of what your fragrances you use for these moments when you need to feel more grounded. Do leave me your opinions of the fragrances I spoke of today. And until next time, remember, fragrance creates memories, and may yours be happy.